Good afternoon. Welcome back to Me Being Cheap. I am getting the Aquaponics greenhouse cleaned out and replanted for this season. So in the gutters, and these are gutters that are full of perlite, I have planted beans directly in there, and they're starting to come up. I have 4 different varieties of beans planted, and as you can see, they're coming up nicely. And when they start growing, I've got twine for them to climb on, as do I have this rack that I could put some more framework for them to climb on. So I grew some beans in these gutters last year. They did pretty good. I tried an experiment over here in my large grow bed. I sowed the beans directly in here, and this is a 5th variety of bean. These were like I'm not sure. I got them at a seed exchange. I'd have to look and see what type they were. But this is them. They were large, and they kind of had a purple shell to them. But anyway, planted them directly in the hydroton, and they're actually coming up quite nicely. So I didn't even have to start these in dirt and transplant, so it saved a step. And I've just got some green onions in here. There's some leaves that blew in. And I had tried to grow the cutoffs of the daikon radish. That's what I make kimchi with. But they all died, and I've just got one of them living. That one right there. And I did have some of the Napa cabbage growing, and it too died. But these over here grew long enough to make seeds, so I'm going to hopefully start some Napa cabbage from seed. So this is the grow bed. It's full of hydroton. It's just now having some things come up in it. I need to do some serious maintenance in here. It's pretty dirty, pretty disorganized. Over here, this is my lettuce tank. I had to take the styrofoam out. I had to start completely over because the styrofoam was actually starting to fall apart. I did put a fish in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's goldfish. And I've got the goldfish in there to help eat some of the algae, kind of keep that down. And over here in the duckweed pond, I actually have some duckweed that has come back. It all died over the winter, dried out, but as you can see, it's actually coming back. Now the duckweed, I do feed this to fish, and I do feed it to the chickens. It's a free source of food. And then over here in these buckets, again, I need to clean this up. I had okra and tomatoes growing in these large buckets and milk jugs. And that's pea gravel, and I need to clean this out. And I will probably go ahead and start tomato plants in here again. And let's see, this is my tank. I've got goldfish in there right now. I did order some new tilapia. I've got them in the house right now. I haven't moved them out. And then this is another duckweed pond. It catches the drips from the gutters, and then of course that just it drains back into the large tank. So for those of you that are new to my videos, this large grow bed has a bell siphon, which is that cup over there. It's got some PVC. It'll fill up. When it gets to a certain level, it flushes. And when the flush kicks on, it drains into this gutter. And then this gutter runs into the lettuce tank. And then this lettuce tank has 2 drains in it. 1 and 2. One of the drains goes over here into the duckweed pond. And then the other drain goes down into the tank. This duckweed pond feeds over into this duckweed pond. And then this duckweed pond also catches the runoff from the gutters. And it all falls back into the stock tank that has the fish in it. And that's a submersible utility pump. And then I have a manifold here with all my hoses running various places. So it is a setup made out of some reclaimed materials. It's not professional. It's very much do-it-yourself. But it's fun, and it's an experiment. And then over here, I have some seedlings that I've started. Again, I really need to get in here and clean out. This is the grass that grew in here over the winter. But I do have some seedlings started. We've got cabbages coming up. I don't see my tomatoes or my peppers yet, but I've got some herbs over there. I've got oregano and catnip. Have some watermelon. And then down here I've got some more herbs. The basil is already sprouting. And then up here on the very top, these are flowers that I'm going to put in the flower bed. And those are zinnias. They did quite well last year, so I'm going to replant them, and a lot more of them this year. And I deadheaded the ones from last year and just threw the deadheads into the flower bed. So I'm really hoping those will grow too. That'd be really nice.